Hey guys, it's Graham. What's cracking? Happy Monday, I guess. Midnight ride, etc. Over the weekend, I was able to sneak out and go see F1, and it was awesome. An enthusiastic 5 stars. I didn't even know this movie was coming out until a couple of months ago. I probably saw a trailer at the Amateur and maybe again at Mission Impossible. And early on, I heard people saying like, "Oh, this is going to be like Top Gun on wheels," and that was, I mean, I think even the marketing department was trying to lean into that because it was directed by the same guy as Top Gun Maverick, and you can really see the fingerprints of it on there. Not in the sense of the plot so much, but it feels that same way. Like this is a movie that feels good. It's about big personalities clashing, trying to figure out how to overcome their worst tendencies to work together to accomplish something. There's no Star Wars style trench run at the end. It's a little bit more elaborate than that. But it was a fantastic time, and it was just one of those things where you walk out of the theater and you just feel great afterwards. Like you were entertained, you were uplifted a bit. It looked beautiful. It just did everything right. Um, and I wanted to talk about what that freaking means for entertainment going forward, and even for the criticism space online, such as it is. In summary, my thesis of this is that you don't need to listen to guys like me. You need to listen to guys like you. Graham, what are you talking about? I'm in a couple of GCs for different, writing stuff, and like I'm on some Discord servers and whatever. And you guys have been following the channel for the last year and a half. You know that I've been on this arc where I'm moving away from YouTubers that I used to follow pretty regularly and pretty adamantly. I've unsubbed from a bunch of guys in the entertainment commentary vein of things. Critical Drinker, Nerdrotic, all those guys. I was getting kind of tired of them right around the time, too, that you boy Zach came up with his theory that Drinker fakes his reviews back in like May or so. And it wasn't ever something that I noticed. I just got tired of Drinker crapping on everything all the time. Like he would very rarely talk about anything that he liked, and he eventually got to a point where he was always talking about something that wasn't even marketed towards him and then actively ignoring things that were. To this day, I still don't think that he's done a review of The Amateur or The Accountant 2, but he's made about 1 million movies about videos rather, about Rachel Zegler and Snow White. It's like, what's the objective here? What's the focus? Why are we doing this? After I decided to go see F1, despite it being a movie that wasn't on my radar, I saw it, came home, liked it. Somebody in the GC sent a tweet from Critical Drinker where he was like heavily praising F1, and I was like, yeah, I don't care. I already know that. I went and saw it for myself, and even if I hadn't seen it for myself, I wouldn't have been moved one way or the other by his tweet. And I've been I've been musing on that thought for the last 24 hours or so, and thinking, it's like, what value is criticism or critical consumption, I guess, if the opinion of a critic is not going to move you either way. There was a time when it would, and I just don't care anymore. I was talking on some other thread earlier today. Somebody mentioned the 2008 Speed Racer movie, almost universally panned as a bad movie. It was a box office flop, whatever. I've seen that movie twice. I saw it opening weekend in the theater, and then I watched it on Netflix again a couple of years ago. That is a good, fun movie. It is explosively colorful. It's shot on obvious blue screens, but like in the sense that it was part of the aesthetic. It was an adaptation of a very cheesy Japanese cartoon, but everybody who was involved with it, you could tell, like from the actors and everything, were approaching the material very earnestly. They were trying to make something and put their whole heart and soul into it, and that's still not always going to come out well. But I had fun watching it. I had a great time. It was kind of doofy and cheesy and stupid, but I enjoyed myself. One of my favorite movies is Battleship. That's a ham and cheese sandwich, but it's fantastic. There are other movies that I love and enjoy for different reasons. My top 5 movies are, like, none of them are hokey or unserious. I love them all for deeply personal reasons. But at the end of the day, like, if there's something that I enjoy, a critic's opinion of it is not going to elevate or demoted, in my own estimation, to any degree. And it's really the way that it should be. And as much as I'm a fanboy and a suck up to your boy Zach, there are even times when he's been wrong on this. Last September, when I had a free movie pass and I was trying to decide between seeing the Beetlejuice sequel or Transformers 1, and I opted to go see Beetlejuice because I wanted to see kind of a Halloween type movie, but I'm a complete sweeper for Transformers. But I had listened to his review of it, and he was especially critical of the fact that Bumblebee said badassatron like 8 times. And I was like, yeah, I don't know if I want to hear a bunch of like dolty kid humor or anything. He really missed the point of what that movie was about and how well it was executed. But I allowed his opinion to dissuade me from seeing a movie that I would then go to watch on streaming and utterly love. I am extremely upset with myself that I didn't see Transformers 1 in the theater. Because it flopped, and Pointless Hub has a video about that. It just came out this weekend. I'm going to listen to it today. It flopped, and now there's an announcement that Michael Bay is coming back to direct another live-action movie, and I think that's because, in the wake of Rise of the Beasts, and that one underperforming, they're trying to go back to formula. I've already had 2 epiphanies about Michael Bay and the movies that he directs, and the fact that he just doesn't freaking care. But like that, none of it matters. I should have gone to see Transformers 1, but I talked myself out of it. Because, well, A, it did kind of have bad marketing, and B, I trusted a critic when I should have just trusted myself. I still enjoyed Beetlejuice, despite the fact that story-wise it was a bit of a mess. It was a very fun time, and it fit the atmosphere of a Halloween story. I enjoyed it. I don't care what the haters say. And really, that's the approach that we should all have to cinema. The final thing that I'm going to say about F1 here, and Graham, this video hasn't been an F1 review. It really hasn't. The movie has made back like $150 million this weekend alone. Chances are you're going to see it. You don't need me to tell you about it. It's great. You should go see it. Content warning for 2 F-bombs. That's about it. Other than that, it was just a fantastic, epic movie. But the point is, we've been complaining for years, even decades. I remember going back like in high school when they made the Planet of the Apes movie with Mark Wahlberg. Even back then, my girlfriend at the time was like, wow, they're all out of original ideas. We didn't know how good we had it. I asked Grok to calculate how many 2024 movies were sequels, reboots, or remakes, and its tally, depending on the definition, was between 35 and 40 major theatrical releases. For 2025, it's about the same, maybe 1 or 2 fewer, but Hollywood is very, very risk averse, kind of in the current economy, but also because of the creatives that they've hired and they've leaned on. Movies like Top Gun Maverick started to buck that trend, even though it was a 35-year sequel to something. The same guy then got to go on and make F1. Movies like this are the ones that if we show up for them, we will get more of them. And people did show up for it. I'm still a little bit frustrated that people didn't show up for The Amateur. Fantastic movie. You should still go see that. But this is the kind of movie that's going to get me looking more at the release schedule for unique properties that are coming out down the line so that I can be there to try them out and see them. There are a couple of sequels that I'm going to go see later this year. My kids have been bugging me nonstop for months about Jurassic World 4, whatever it is. I'm taking them to see that one this weekend. I'm optimistic for it. It's going to be fine. Superman comes out after that, and Fantastic Four at the end of July. Okay. I think all of these look good. I don't care that there were already movies in this franchise before. Doesn't matter. And then there's the Tron Ares in October. Fine. But there's also a movie coming out that same weekend as Tron Ares in October called Roof Man, based on a true story about a guy who hid out in like a Toys R Us for 6 months after he escaped jail, starring Channing Tatum. I saw a trailer for that one. I was like, I didn't even know this existed, and it looks fantastic. It's kind of like a crime comedy. It looks like there's a bit of a romance element with him and Kirsten Dunst, and it just fantastic. I love the fact that I'm going to the movies more and that I feel like I'm getting bang for my buck. Because for years, that wasn't the case. I used to be an adamant moviegoer. I was there 6 or 8 times over the summer when I was single and had the time and the budget for it, and I wasn't on the night shift. But if something really great is coming along, or something that I feel like I'm really going to enjoy, I'll make the time and spend the money. And more often than not, I'm satisfied. Although in recent years, I've had frequent experiences of walking out of the theater and kind of being disappointed. But the last several times that I've gone, I've left the theater and I just thought, I had a great time. I feel like I got bang for my buck. People are making better movies, and I want to support the ones that are especially taking risks and shots and making something great that is also unique. So in summary, go see F1, especially if you enjoyed movies like Ford v Ferrari or The Fall Guy. F1 is not really a comedy, but I compare it to The Fall Guy in the sense that there's a lot of like feel-good character tension, dynamic stuff that gets resolved really, really well. And in the sense that The Fall Guy was also a showcase for protracted and elegant stunt sequences, the racing in F1 was also just fantastic. And even if you don't know all of the intricacies about Formula One racing, they're able to break it down and explain it either through tech talk or the announcers explaining and stuff, so that casual fans or non-fans can understand the importance of certain decisions and technological developments and all of that stuff that makes it all worth it. So anyway, those are my thoughts kind of on F1, but really about us as a movie consuming audience in the 2020s. You get what you pay for. So let's find stuff we like and pay for it. All right, thanks for listening. I have been Graham Bradley, author, illustrator, gentleman trucker. Check the link in the description, find my books, buy them, get me out of the truck. Drive safe, see you out there.